Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another episode of The Creator Speaks. And hopefully today will be the start of a trilogy of episodes for The Creator Speaks. Now, if you don't know, I talk about television shows on this channel, whether it be in this series, The Creator Speaks, or in my other series called Pilot Obscurities. But I haven't ever really talked that much about the channels themselves, which a lot of the problems for various television shows can be sort of traced back to the networks. So I figured I'm going to take the three most popular children's networks, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, and Cartoon Network, and make three separate videos over the course of 3 days about what I think is wrong with each of their networks and how I would personally fix them. And I figured the one with probably the most amount of issues, no surprise, is probably Nickelodeon. So I figured I would start off with that one. So let's get started. The first problem that I think Nickelodeon has, at least in its current form, and some people might give me some flack for this, but let me explain, is that I don't think that Nickelodeon has enough original or new programming. Now, before I continue, let me just say, I'm not saying that any of these shows are bad or good. I'm simply saying that they're either not original or they're not something new. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness, Rabbids Invasion, and Penguins of Madagascar are all based on something that is pre-existing, whether it be a DreamWorks movie, a video game series, or various movies and various television shows that have come out over the past 20 years. SpongeBob and Fairy Odd Parents, on the other hand, are not something new because they've been going on for various decades at this point. And a lot of people, myself included, think that they should kind of stop beating the dead horse and just cancel them already. But I'll get into that when I move on to how I would fix the network. But again, that's sort of the problem that I think the network has at this point. They're not putting out anything that's necessarily new or original. The next problem I think the network has is a lot of lackluster live-action sitcoms. Many of which are sort of rip-offs of other network live-action shows. Like the Thundermans and Henry Danger is sort of a cross between Disney XD's Lab Rats, which I actually think is pretty good. Or you just have shows that just aren't that good, like Bella and the Bulldogs, or Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Dawn, or Make It Pop, which are sort of the same sort of show, just with different characters. So again, I'm not saying that these shows are bad, because I really haven't seen much of any of them. I've seen sort of episodes here and there of them, but not really that much. But from what I saw, it wasn't enough to keep me coming back for more episodes. So that's a problem that I think the network has. And as a result, their ratings over the past couple of years have actually been dropping. You see the source that I'm using right on the screen right now, but I'll sort of paraphrase the article for you. Nickelodeon continues to struggle with their ratings, which were down 13% in 2014 and slipped to more than 34% in the first quarter of 2015. And while most of the cable networks are seeing declines in ratings, which I actually have a graphic on the next slide, which you'll see in a moment, the pace is a lot higher for Nickelodeon. And you'll see that in a minute. This can even be stretched all the way back to 2011 when Nickelodeon saw a 22% drop in ratings among kids, their target audience, kids ages 6 to 11. Both the quality of their programming and its appeal to the kids of today's generation were lacking in 2012. And to Nickelodeon's credit, they did come back strongly the following year and posted higher ratings, most likely due to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, if I had to take a guess. But the viewership again dropped in 2014. And to sort of show that visually, here you can see, this is a graph, a line graph that shows, the ratings, and you can see that in 2011, Nickelodeon was here. Now, from 2010 to 2011, it was a very steady where they went down a significant number between 2011 and 2012 in a very short amount of time, especially compared to previous years. So, yeah. Now, how do we fix this? You can see 3 here, and there's 2 more on the other slides. The first way I would fix Nickelodeon is very simple. cancel SpongeBob SquarePants with the hyphen of unless Hillenburg can save it. And I put save it in quotations because we don't know what Hillenburg's doing with the show. As far as I'm aware, no episodes with his involvement have premiered yet. So it's not yet known whether he can quote-unquote save the show. He may just be walking into a sinking ship. Nobody really knows. And Fairy Odd Parents, Nickelodeon, just get rid of it, because they don't... Nickelodeon doesn't air enough episodes of Fairy Odd Parents that are new to keep the show really relevant anymore. I mean, the show, to its credit, tries to add new things, whether it be Baby Poof or Sparky, the fairy dog, but none of them seem to be working. So I think Nickelodeon should just take Fairy Odd Parents and do it. A lot of people say that Fox should do it with The Simpsons and just axe it already, because it's not really doing that much anymore. It's past its prime. Number 2, stop the cheesy, laugh-track-filled, unoriginal sitcoms, especially the Dan Schneider ones. Now, to Nickelodeon's credit, as far as I'm aware, the only show that Dan Schneider has any involvement with is Henry Danger, which is a lot better than previous years where his name would be on iCarly and Victorious and Sam and Cat, and all these shows which take up a lot of airtime. So with a lot of the same sort of jokes and the same sort of characters, the network has kind of backed off on him. But I don't think they wanted to, because I think Sam and Cat probably would still be going if there hadn't been a falling out between the actors who played Sam and the actors who played Cat. As far as I'm aware, Nickelodeon probably would have kept that show going. Step 3. Nickelodeon needs to return to their roots. Basically meaning they need to do more cartoon shows and less live-action shows. Just sort of show you guys, in the entire time span of the 90s, Nickelodeon produced 13 Nicktoons that ran for a significant number of time. In 2015, though, Nickelodeon only has 7 Nicktoons. That's almost half of what they had. That's a problem. Nickelodeon branded the name Nicktoons, yet they barely use it anymore. They seem to be focusing more on the live-action stuff, which, let's be perfectly honest, you can do a lot more with a cartoon than you can do with live action. And I think Nickelodeon sort of needs to learn this. That's why people are going to Disney Channel for Phineas and Ferb, and Gravity Falls, Wander Over Yonder, the 70, etc. And why people are going to Cartoon Network for Uncle Grandpa, Gumball, Adventure Time, all those shows, because they do more cartoons than Nickelodeon does. Or they just do better quality cartoons. Moving on to step 4. Limit the number of times one show can be played on a single day. Now, on the screen right now, you see a sample schedule from an average day on Nickelodeon. Between the hours of 2:30 and 7:30 in the afternoon, what many people consider to be the prime time for Nickelodeon because kids are home from school, SpongeBob was played a total of 5 times, which totals out to 2 hours and 30 minutes of screen time. Bella and the Bulldogs, which is one of their newer shows which you think they would push, was only played twice, totaling out to about an hour. Fairy Odd Parents was also only played twice, for the time span of an hour. And Make It Pop, which is another one of their new shows which you think they would want to push, was only played once, taking up 30 minutes of screen time. If Nickelodeon honestly feels like they care about their new products, they need to put them out more, and not just rely on SpongeBob to keep the kids watching, into the next episode of whatever show they do. Finally, number 5. Institute a block similar to Teen Mix the 90s or All That, where Nickelodeon would play classic or retro Nickelodeon shows for maybe 2 hours daily. Also, have the block change daily as well. For example, let's say on Monday, kids from 6 to 8 could watch at 6 o'clock All That, and then at 6:30 they could watch Cat Dog, and at 7 to 8 just 2 Nickelodeon game shows. Then on the following day, Tuesday, at 6 o'clock kids could watch Hey Arnold, and at 6:30 Clarissa Explains It All. At 7 o'clock Kenan and Kel, and at 7:30 maybe Rugrats. And on Wednesday, At 6 o'clock, kids can maybe watch Doug, and then at 6:30, The Angry Beavers, and then at 7 o'clock, Ren and Stimpy, and then at 7:30, Kablam. This not only would draw new kids into different kinds of shows, but would also bring back the retro fans as well. It's a lot easier, in my opinion, to introduce kids to this stuff at a 6 o'clock time slot as opposed to what it is now, which is at a midnight time slot, which is catering exclusively to the people who remember the show. I think they could make more money without having to spend that much doing it on their own on the original channel and just re-air them for maybe again 2 hours daily. So I should also add, do not change it from week to week, but change it daily, so kids know that on every Monday at 6:30 they can watch an episode of Cat Dog, and on every Wednesday at 7 o'clock they can watch Ren and Stimpy, and then every Tuesday at 7 o'clock they can watch Caden and Kel, etc., etc. Don't change it weekly, change it daily, but keep to a weekly schedule for the daily shows, if that makes any sense. So there you go, guys. That's how I would personally fix Nickelodeon, and what I saw with the network as I see it right now. Leave a comment down below if you have any other ideas you will want to add to the conversation of what you think is wrong with Nickelodeon, and how would you personally fix it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It lets me know that you guys want to continue to see it. Also, if there's a network, really all that stuff would be Disney Channel and Cartoon Network, that you want me to do first, let's say you want me to cover Cartoon Network first, leave a comment with that as well, and I will push that one forward. So yeah, guys, that's all I gotta say on this one. I'll be seeing ya.